Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Real Money, Real Business podcast. We record these interviews so potential buyers have more information about the seller and the business to help them make a buying decision. Before we dive in, let's go over a brief summary of the business. It is an Amazon FBA business created in September of 2017 in the children niche. The average monthly revenue for the business is $24,922 and makes an average of $9,716 per month in net profit. The assets included in the sale are an Amazon Seller Central account with 8 SKUs, domain, which is currently under construction, trademark, social media account, which is Facebook, supplier contacts, and as a disclaimer, inventory is not normally included in a list price, but further details can be provided to active buyers. And for everyone listening, you can visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing 56423 to learn more about the business, or you can unlock this listing to start your due diligence if you're interested in purchasing this asset. So that's a brief overview of the business for sale. Let's hear from the seller with me today. So welcome to the show, Gabe. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And I'm looking forward to learning more about you and your business. So to get us started, can you tell us a little about your background in building and running online businesses?
Yeah. So just in general, this is the first online business that I have built and run. As far as how it came to be, I actually work in the industry within which the niche is. And so, yeah, I see products like the one that my business sells in my regular day-to-day work. So that was the original inspiration and kind of how it came to be. As far as how I make money off of it, it's strictly Amazon FBA.
Yeah, for sure. And it seemed like you got the information from, I guess, your day job, if you will. And is that also in the physical product space, or is it just related within the same industry?
Yeah, it's within the same industry. So I'll give you an example. So if I were to work in education and then, for example, sell desks or textbooks or something like that, would be sort of an analogy for it.
Okay. And I think you mentioned this was your first Amazon business. Is that right?
It is, yes.
Okay. Very cool. And why are you deciding to sell this business now instead of keeping and growing it?
Yeah, so I've been at it for a little over 4 years now. And there's just a few other projects that I'm excited about. And kind of going back to the origins of the business, it's kind of my original passion is the work that I do outside of my e-commerce store. And yeah, kind of want to get back to that a little bit more and be able to focus on that. So yeah, that's probably the primary motivation.
Cool. And it's been 4 years of building this business. What's something that you learned from building this that just seemed to work?
The biggest thing that I learned from undertaking this whole project is just kind of being able to overcome the mental hurdle of just doing something that you have a vision for in your mind. I feel like having started something and having it be successful is really gives you a lot of confidence for being able to undertake other projects. So yeah, I guess just kind of taking that first step and just executing and not get caught sort of in analysis paralysis sort of thing.
Yeah, I love that. Usually I'll hear maybe a specific tactic that worked, but I think what you just said applies to really everybody who wants to start a business. So that's great to hear. Cool. How about anything that didn't work that you tried out, or just something even in general about building businesses that didn't work?
Yeah, I mean, specifically for me, there were products along the way that just weren't necessarily like that successful. And so kind of deciding like, okay, is this worth going through all of the logistics to continue to do or not cut my losses, because most of my products have at least been break even. But yeah, just kind of trimming the fat, so to speak, and sticking with your biggest hits and devoting most of your attention to those, I think has been really helpful for me so that I can just focus on the ones that have been really good.
Yeah, I think trimming the fat is probably an apt description for that. Just approaching it with a kind of an 80-20 philosophy. All right. So can you describe for a potential buyer the type and amount of work you do on this business for maintenance?
Yeah, it's typically, I mean, it varies just because Amazon will throw you for a loop every once in a while. But typically, I would say it's anywhere from 2 to 3 hours a week. And the biggest thing is just making sure your inventory is planned appropriately and making sure that you don't have any stock outs. So that's just, keeping up with suppliers, sending them a message every couple of days and seeing how a current order is going, speaking with logistics providers, making sure everything's on time. So the biggest part, yeah, is just making sure you have inventory. The rest of it is pretty self-running. I'll spend time checking PPC and trying to optimize that every once in a while. Updating coupons. Amazon has a limit of, I think, 90 days for a coupon. So yeah, once every 3 months, I'll just redo some coupons if I feel like a product needs a little boost or something like that. But yeah, I would say the vast majority of my time is just making sure inventory is planned appropriately and making sure that everything's going smoothly on that end.
Okay, great. Sounds like a lot of it is basic inventory management. Maybe some PPC skills would be helpful, but it seems like it's not a super intensive part of the business.
No, not at all. I mean, most of the PPC that is necessary, like the campaigns are already set up. And the only thing that's really necessary that I do is if there's a keyword that's like completely unprofitable, I'll stop that keyword. And I mean, I do this maybe like once a month, just look through my PPC keywords and making sure that there isn't anything completely off the rails. For the most part, all the campaigns are set up and ready to go.
Got it. So if you were to keep the business, what are some ways you would try to grow it?
So I've completely focused on Amazon these past 4 years, and I think there's quite a bit of market room outside of Amazon. Obviously, there's huge traffic there, but outside of Amazon, I know a lot of stores are successful as well. I would also continue to expand on some of the products that I already have. Some of them are kind of like available for various variations that I think could be successful. And then beyond that, just expanding the product line. I always have a couple products sort of in the pipeline, and I have an idea for anywhere from 5 to 10 at the moment that I would sort of slowly make my way through.
Very nice. And with opportunities also comes risks. So what do you think are the biggest risks with this business that a buyer should be aware of?
As with any Amazon business, you're a little bit at the whim of Amazon. They're constantly updating their requirements, asking you for different certificates, or recently they asked me to have business insurance. And, most of them are just little hurdles where it's like, okay, no problem. But, every once in a while, Amazon will lose some of your units and it's kind of a pain to deal with seller support. But yeah, I mean, specific to the business, there aren't too many. I would say the biggest risk is just the risk you run selling on Amazon in general.
Yep, which also is the opportunity to expand outside of the platform.
Totally. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, last few questions here. How much support are you willing to offer buyers?
I'd be happy to offer at least the standard 30 days of email and Skype support, but I'm open to more if there's buyers that are needing a little bit of extra support.
Okay, sounds good. And would you commit to a non-compete?
Yes, willing to commit to that.
Okay. And are you open to something like an earnout?
Yes, I'm also open to that.
Okay. Putting yourself in the shoes of a buyer, why do you think this is a business worth buying?
So I think that it being something that I developed out of my passion, I really set out to make a company that I would be helping my customers in. I think the brand has a very loyal follower base because of that. Beyond that, several of my products are pretty strongly differentiated. They're not random products that you just grab off of Alibaba and throw on Amazon. They're custom products that we did custom molds for and that we really took a lot of time to develop. So it's kind of protected in that sense. That's not to say that there can't be people that come in and compete with other products, but our products specifically are all very customized and differentiated. So I think that's a big strong suit of the business. yeah, I think those two things probably kind of set us apart from most Amazon businesses.
Yeah, that's awesome. And last question, is there anything you'd like to add that you think I might have missed during the interview?
I don't think so. I think we covered most of it. And I think that last bit kind of gave me an opportunity to do so.
Yeah, I think that was a great answer. Cool. Well, I'll wrap this up here then. Gabe, thank you very much for sharing your story and joining us on today's episode. And I hope your business is purchased in the near future by the right buyer.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. To learn more and see if this listing has already been sold, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing 56423. If you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. And once you've unlocked this listing, you'll be given everything you need to know about this business. So until next time, enjoy your digital journey.